What's up, Fight Fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. This is episode 27. I'm here with my bros. I'm Caden. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
What's going on? It's Trip. It's G.
All right, the first topic we're going to discuss is Terence Crawford's ninth round knockout of Kavaliauskas. And were you impressed? Your takeaways from that? And has your opinion of TC changed? I know that's a lot, but we roll into it. I'm going to start tuning off with Trip.
Kavaliauskas. Kavaliauskas. I don't know how to say the gentleman's name.
The Mean Machine.
The Mean Machine. That's what we
I think it's Kavaliauskas.
Kavaliauskas. The Mean Machine. The Mean Machine. I was impressed with the Mean Machine. You know what I'm saying? This was a guy that nobody knew too much about. And this was people thinking that this was going to be a showcase. This guy came to fight. He didn't come to lay down. He came to fight. He got cheated out of a knockdown in the second round. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was a knockdown. I wasn't too impressed with TC. And the only reason why I think that I was a little biased towards TC, because there was so much tough talk. There was so much tough talk before that. When he was talking about the other welterweights being afraid of him and the other welterweights not wanting to step in the ring with him and all this tough talk going on. But nobody's really talking about that these guys over there at PBC are actually fighting each other and they're fighting the tougher fights. They're not coming down there and fighting a guy that's ranked 11 and 10 and 12 and other sanctioning bodies. They're fighting guys that's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. TC almost got dropped by a guy who is... let me just say under the radar, and it's not the guys that you was calling out. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, we all know TC is a warrior. TC is a fighter, but he did what he had to do. I wasn't impressed. I want to see him in there with some top. You know what? I hear this. I'm just going to, because I seem like I'm rambling on, you know what? And I'm not going to do this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say that the same way I felt about Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deontay Wilder, it's exciting to see Deontay Wilder. I love seeing Deontay Wilder knockouts on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's going to pay to go see who we think that Deontay Wilder is going to be. Nobody's going to pay to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that TC is going to find that's going to be the same way with him. He's going to keep on fighting these guys, having to fight 3 times a year, you know what I'm saying, to make the money that he would if he just fought one of these one guys. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep fighting these people that we don't know of, and people that we know that he's supposed to beat. That's just how I feel. That's why I'm getting this, because that's just how I feel. I think he's in a position where Deontay Wilder is. Like, nobody wants to see the fights that we know you're going to win. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but I actually give the nod to Wilder because I feel like Wilder's fought Tyson Fury, and I can't find a Tyson Fury on TC's resume.
I mean, I give TC certain fights. Like, I give TC the fight with Gamboa was a good fight. It's a good name. But even though Gamboa coming up 2 weight classes,
Gamboa 157 years old.
And Gamboa had to jump up to 2 weight classes to fight him. You know what I'm saying? We know
they named Benavidez. Benavidez coming off a gunshot injury. Yeah. Right? They named Jeff Horn.
And I wasn't even going to say Jeff Horn. The only one that I gave him, the only one that I gave TC is Victor Pascal. I think that was...
Even then, he's no Tyson Fury.
He's no Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? He's no Tyson Fury.
But, G...
I'm actually coming from another angle where I actually was impressed. And the reason why is because he made the fight entertaining. And you got to think, like, you can look at boxing from 2 different ways, right? And, like, shout out to the analysts, shout out to Ward, and shout out to Timothy Bradley, right?
They were horrible.
Nah.
Not Ward.
Not Ward.
Timothy was crazy. However, Timothy thinks like a lot of fans, right? A lot of casuals think like Timothy Bradley, while people who like really respect and appreciate the sport think more like Ward. Like, bro, why don't you box and you can just win easy, right? But the reason why I feel like I don't know if Terence Crawford's intentionally doing this, but maybe he's like, you know what? I'm tired of people saying I'm fighting bums. You know what? Let me make this fight a little bit more entertaining, right? So yeah, he could box dudes and get an easy victory, but let's just spice it up a little bit so people could talk about something. You know what I mean? Like, we actually seen him get hit with like a bunch of counters in that fight, like
while he was
crazy hooks, you know. And I was like, oh man, like, yo, TC, what you doing? You know, like, and I don't really know the machine like that. Shout out to Lithuania, right? I don't really know this guy that much, but when I seen what he was doing, I was like, wow, you know, this guy actually is timing Terence. And I'm just like, yo, Terence, why don't you just switch it up a little bit, this and that, third? But he was patient. He was waiting. And then as the fight progressed, then I felt like he found his rhythm. And then he talked about his trainer saying, all right, now switch up, you know. And then from there, he started tagging him, you know. So I thought that was pretty entertaining. You know, I don't, like, sometimes it's cool to see, like, you know, Floyd Mayweather, like, body somebody, you know, for all them rounds. But then sometimes it's also cool to see a Floyd fight like a Conor and fight that style where you're making it fan friendly and you're making it more entertaining for the viewing audience. So that's why I give Terence that credit. You know, it's kind of like when what was who the Fury fight when he got the cut?
Otto Wallin.
Otto Wallin, right? Like, no one knew who Otto Wallin was, but once we've seen Fury face a small chance of defeat, then Fury stepped it up a notch, and it wasn't the same Fury that we always like used to, like, yo, safe fighting. Fury was like, nah, I gotta take this guy out. That's entertaining. You get what I'm saying?
But
like,
even you clowned Fury for that fight. Even you clowned him up in
well,
that fight with that
I didn't clown him. I was clowning for the fact, like, yo, you got
did.
cut, bro, by this guy. But what I was saying was, it was entertaining.
Okay, so was that energy for
that's why-
TC?
No.
Exactly.
And
that's why I said with you and
what I'm
Timothy
saying.
Bradley, it mixed because Timothy Bradley's a flip flopper.
Nah, this ain't flip-flop. I'm saying-
And I seen that
All right,
Terence
let me
was
clarify
trying to
what
box.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is, both fights were entertaining. Fury's fight was entertaining. AJ's fight with the first fight with Weeze, although, like, you know, obviously we know what happened, it was still entertaining. You could still see the flaws in the A side and still be an entertaining fight. You know, I don't need a fighter to be perfect to be like, yo, this was a great fight. Sometimes people just have your number, and I respect that. What it is like, all right, you face the adversity, how do you adjust to get the victory? Terence made the adjustment, Fury made the adjustment. I'm like, hey, who are these guys to actually do that to elite fighters? But however, the elite fighter still won. So to me, I'm not going to discredit Crawford for getting a victory like the way he did, because it still was entertaining.
And I don't want to take away from the mean machine because I think Terence Crawford was boxing. He was just getting caught. When he was trying to do a certain thing, he just wasn't. It was a certain things that happened in that with that kid in that fight. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of things that I seen in that fight, but I seen TC was boxing, and then that kid took something away. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of things with the rushing in, and there's some head clashes. It was good body shots from TC. Not taking nothing away from TC, but he did. I don't want no excuses taken away from this guy because this kid did fight a terrific fight.
Yeah, so, you know.
Well, not a terrific fight. He lost, but he did fight a battle. He didn't come in to lay down.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give my take on Terence Crawford versus Tom Schwartz. Versus Otto Wallin. I'm sorry. Terence Crawford versus Dennis Hogan. Oh, yeah, that's right. Kavaliauskas, the Mean Machine. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the same people who gave Anthony Joshua slack because he outboxed a man for 12 rounds and the man couldn't touch him. And people give him slack for that, right? This man, Terence Crawford's been saying he's the best, he's the boogeyman of the division, and all these guys are ducking him. Say my name. They won't say my name. In fact, he thought he was so clever coming out to DMX, what's my name for a little second, right? Like this is him trying to make a statement that he's the boogeyman, and Kavaliauskas or Kavaliauskas, whatever his name is, dropped you. Yo, bro, the bottom line is he dropped you. The referee cheated him, of course, because they were worried you were in for a long night. But he dropped you, bro. You got dropped, not by Danny Garcia, not by Showtime Sean Porter, not by Earl Spence. You got dropped by Kavaliauskas, Tom Schwartz, Otto Varlene, Dennis Hogan. That's who drops you, TC. Right? So you're the boogeyman of the division. You know, I'm old enough to remember hearing this throughout my lifetime, that someone's the boogeyman of the division. They told me that Paul Williams was the boogeyman of the division. And then I saw him get knocked out with one punch. They told me that Sergio Martinez was the boogeyman of the division. And he believed it. And I saw Miguel Cotto make him eat his words. Okay? They always say someone's the boogeyman of the division. They said Antonio Margarito was the boogeyman of the division. And then I saw him get beat over and over again. And the times he didn't get beat, you know, he could have been Margarito. Right? So you gotta understand the perception and when he's there.
Another one?
Huh? Matisse. They say he was the boogeyman of the division. So you gotta understand when they're pushing someone. All I can say to you is this. You expect me to believe Danny Garcia doesn't want to fight Terence Crawford when he got dropped by a guy who's not in Danny Garcia's class? You expect me to believe Showtime Sean Porter is afraid to fight a guy who got dropped by a man who is not in Sean Porter's class? Let's be real. Of all the elite welterweights in PBC, how many of those fighters do you think the Mean Machine would have dropped? How many of them do you think he would have beaten? So I hear Terence Crawford deserves credit for the fight he put on because the way he fought. But I don't hear enough credit being given to the man who forced him to fight that way. TC didn't just decide, I'm going to stop boxing and I'm going to slug it out. He stopped boxing because the Mean Machine was timing him and started hitting him and dropped him. And he said, I got to make this a dog fight because I can't outbox this guy. You can't outbox him, but you can beat Earl Spence. You can't outbox him, but you can beat Sean Porter. You can't outbox him, but you can beat Danny Garcia. You can't even beat Ugas.
And when did this guy come over here? And this guy just came over here.
Fight Ugas. I'd be impressed if you beat Ugas. Like real talk.
He got jet lag. If it was one of our fighters, that went over there and had that performance, we would be like, oh, it's jet lag. Mean Machine had jet lag.
I'm just saying, I'm sick of the double standard. Like when Terence Crawford looks bad and he's forced, it's like, oh, the dog in him. Yeah, I admit he has dog in him, but you know what? So does Anthony Joshua. He got knocked down 4 times, got back in the ring, came and won the fight, but y'all don't want to give him any love, right? So, I mean, all I'm saying is Terence Crawford won, but was I impressed? Heck no. That performance does not make me think he can beat any of the welterweights over in PBC. They're fighting each other. They're giving each other L's. From the Keith Thurmans to the Sean Porters to the Earl Spence to the Danny Garcias. Until he fights one of those guys, he is exactly what we think he is. Okay, and him being ranked #1 pound for pound, that's Bob Arum's special.
That's only at ESPN.
That's what they do. ESPN. That's how they sell their fighters because they don't make them fight anybody. But good job fighting Dennis Hogan. We will all give you credit for that, TC. But if you want my respect, you got to beat someone worthy, and you can get a fight with Ugas. They give you Ugas.
Yes.
They've shown that they will give. They won't give you even if they don't give it.
Porter.
If they give him Porter, and I'm going Porter.
Porter ain't got no belt, so you know he's coming to ESPN.
They will not make that fight. They're employing the Deontay Wilder strategy. He's the champion of calling out but never signing contracts.
I don't know, but ESPN, they were talking about it last night after the fight, saying that, you know.
Yeah, there's always
a lot of talk.
There's always talk.
I'm done with talk.
How long they talking about Floyd and Pacquiao? You know what I'm saying?
Unless you sign, I don't want to hear it. Yo, I'm sick of this. People becoming the champion of perception. Oh, he called this person out. Oh, he called that person out.
And it's the perception of, and another thing too, because I want all the viewers too, do not be persuaded by commentary of people that are fans and friends of the fighters.
Timothy Drunk Bradley.
He wants to Timothy
for
because he wants to be in that. He wants because he feels like, oh, we're friends. You know what I'm saying? But he's not like a real friend. He's the outside friend. He's not the Andre Ward. He's not the Shakur Stevenson, but he's the outside friend, Timothy Bradley.
See how Ward was looking
You know
at
what I'm
him
saying?
like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Like for real, you know what I'm saying?
And then
he was flip flop. First you was dissing TC during the fight. Then at the end, oh God, you need to come out. You the same guy. You know how it is. You know how it is being over there with Bob. Now you a champ for Bob. Bob used you. Bob played you. Bob told you to your face that you lost the fight that you won. That's not your family over there at Top Rank. I get it. You have to do certain things because you want to check, but stop being stop being. You know what I'm saying? Tim.
All right, yo. So I got you. Yeah, stop pandering, basically.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, man. You can.
He's Samuel L. Jackson and
Stop pandering. But here's the deal, right? You can say people aren't saying your name, but people aren't going to say your name when you show no real legitimate interest in making a fight. That's only promotion for you. Just because someone doesn't say your name doesn't mean you're the boogeyman. That's what I got to keep telling these delusional people. If you're not going to fight me next, if you don't sign a contract to fight me next, I'm not going to let you come in the ring and go face to face with me to build your profile, Deontay. No, you can't sell out a family cookout. So why am I going to let you in the ring with me so that my people can see you and help build your profile? Nah, it's on every fighter. It's on every fighter who does that. Say my name. It's on every fighter who sits there and calls out people they don't have the courage to step in the ring with. That's what this is about. So TC, good job. You beat a guy who I knew nothing about until yesterday. Yeah, and honestly, you got dropped in that fight. So, you know.
It's nothing impressive. That's not impressive. You got dropped by a guy that you were supposed to watch. That's not impressive in my
So, I mean, big ups to you. You pulled it off, but I don't see you being Danny Garcia. I don't see you beating Sean Porter. I don't see you beating Earl Spence. Hell, I want to see you fight Ugas.
Ugas, put him in
That's when I know what kind of fighter you are.
What about Thurman?
Thurman beat him, I think.
Thurman relaxing on his hands. Thurman got it. You know what I'm saying? 4 months, Thurman can hit the bag. Please, like.
I'll tell you like this. I seen Thurman in there with Pacquiao, and say what you want. He lost, but he wasn't outclassed.
He wasn't.
I've never seen Terence Crawford in there with Pacquiao.
Nope.
And you know what? The Terence Crawford I saw last night, Pacquiao should fight him.
Yeah. That Pacquiao will win. That Pacquiao will win. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the Boxing Bros. Spotify and Google Play, iTunes. That's where you're going to catch us on the podcast, Boxing Bros Podcast. It's the Boxing Bros. TC need to go to the drawing board.